Begin seated with your legs stretched out in front of you. Bring your hands behind you, wider than shoulder width distance, fingertips facing forward. Keep the elbows bent as you wrap your elbows toward each other and then lift the chest without lifting your neck. Keep your gaze straight ahead. The second variation is with the hands pointing away from you. For this variation, your arms will stay straight, but there's a similar lifting of the chest, a widening of the collarbones, and an arching of the spine without overarching the neck. For the altar pose, with a bend to the knees, feet about sitting bone distance apart, begin the same way, lifting the chest, hugging the elbows back as you scoot your seat forward and then lift it up. You can either keep your gaze straight ahead or slowly allow your head to soften back, as if you're gazing at each ceiling tile or each leaf above you. When you lower your seat at the same time that you bring your gaze in front of you. For a straight-legged version, reverse plank, hands come behind you in either configuration, fingers forward or fingers outward, straight legs. You would lift your hips until you can no longer see your feet, lift your chest until you can no longer see your hips, and continue to lift your chest and hips as you let your head just gently soften back. Lower your seat as you bring your gaze out in front of you at the same time. For the one-handed version, bring one hand behind you as you lift up for altar, keeping your gaze at the top arm reaching up and back. Continue to follow that hand with your gaze as you swing back to center and then switch sides. When you reach back with the top arm, keep the palm facing down and allow your eyes to stay with that hand, which will keep the neck part of the posture. For the chair variation, you can begin with your hands behind you at the arms of the chair, fingers pointing forward or outward. Bend the elbows, roll the shoulder blades toward each other, the elbows toward each other as you lift your chest. You can either stay here or stretch the legs, lift up, stretch through your arms, and allow your gaze to gently come back behind you. Lower your seat as you lower your gaze. You can also use a chair to support the weight of your head as you lift for seated altar. Resist just dropping the head back and allow very gentle weight of the weight of your head resting onto the chair seat, lowering your seat and your gaze at the same time. Get as creative as possible and have fun standing on your hands in all the variations of altar.